wise, I have more than 5 hours on the bike, so the bike is feeling excellent like before. So for now I didn't had any like problems. So some updates for 2023. So the shims, I think, in the front forks are different. Also the front spring is different, so the spring rate is really heavier. So I feel the difference. The fork is not diving inside like on the previous models. I think the 2017 and 2020 was the softest bike in the forks and also rear shock. So the combination of these forks and this shock is working really amazing in the faster stuff, also in the slower stuff in the rocks. So I wanted to keep the suspension stock. Also I keep the tire stock. In that way you can also feel how the stock suspension is working, because when you change the tires, also if you install any like system smooth, it's also changing the feeling of the bike, and also it's changing the suspension, how it's going to work. So on the front is the stock Maxxis tire with the tube. On the rear we have a tubeless system. So the tubeless system is not heavier than the tube. I think it's almost the same, so it's not making the big difference. Like if I had like Lucuoli system 7mm tube or some mousse. So mousse and Lucuoli is more heavier than the tubeless system. So the suspension on the first, the sag was not correct for me because I'm really light rider, so I needed to adjust the suspension sag. So now it's about 10 centimeters. It was about 9, I think. So yeah, I also didn't touch the forks. You're like level on the top on the triple clamps. So I got the bike like this from my dealer. Also the clickers are standard 15 on the rear suspension, also in the front. So the suspension, it's really something what shines on this bike. So the suspension is working really excellent, so which is really important for me because the rocks are kicking me really easy because I'm light rider. Also it's important the fork is not diving inside but it's absorbing the heat. That is excellent. Also on the rear I'm not using too low pressure. I think it's about 0.5 or 6, which is excellent now with combination with this tire. So the tire is maybe harder, but the front tire is really good. So it's feel like medium tire, so it's not too hard, it's not too soft, which is excellent for now the summer riding. So yeah, I have about 5-6 hours on the bike. So yeah, almost 6 hours. So my impressions of the bike is handling really good. It's stable in the front, stable on the rear. Also it's going really good on the faster stuff. So maybe for the slower stuff I like the Sherco and the Beta more. I don't know why, but the KTM is feeling better on the high speeds. So yeah, the clutch pull compared to the Sherco is softer. Compared to the Beta, the clutch pull is heavier. So maybe I'm going to do some modification, installing the 9 master cylinder, I don't know. So I'm going to see that in future. So which problems I can maybe have with the bike? I think the hose, which I also mentioned it before in my videos. Also the height of this bike is really big and the ground clearance, so it's really harder to touch the ground than with the Betas. So yeah, but good bike. So some like bad stuff on the bike, I need to change this seat cover because on steep zigzags the bike is pulling me back and is going to make me big arm pumps, so it's going to be really hard on the body. So different seat cover. I think I'm going to change the sprocket, but I didn't find any time to do it. So the foot pegs I'm going to leave for now the stock. I like the position of the foot pegs. Also the pipe has started to get some colors, which is really nice. So the Brembo brakes, no any problems always. So yeah, if you have any questions about the bike, please leave in the comments. So yeah, the bike is aggressive compared to the Sherco and the Betas. And yeah, the bike is aggressive in the bottom end, but it has also that top end power, which maybe the Sherco don't has.